Hello and welcome back to the channel. We're going to go over some tips today that's really going to help you when you're here in Thailand. The first one is there's a lot of places in Thailand in general that you're going to go and they have two different rates, one for foreigners and one for the locals, the Thai people. Sounds like it, that shouldn't happen, but it happens. Anyway, here's the tip. The tip is show them your Thai driver's license once you have one here. A lot of times if you show them the Thai driver's license, depends on the person, they will give you the Thai rate. This has worked for me many times. As a matter of fact, I think I've tried it, 20 times, and I've only had one instance where it didn't work, so it does work. The one instance it didn't work was a national park. The places it really works well is when you go to some amusement type places. For instance, here in Chiang Mai, there's a place called Night Safari. If you show them your driver's license, the price comes down a bunch. I mean, it was really worth doing it. So anyway, pro tip there, if they're doing dual charges for foreigners versus Thais, if you have a Thai driver's license, show them it. What that's doing is it's showing them that you're not just a tourist, that you actually live here. Let's say you're going to rent an apartment, a house, whatever, and you need to negotiate. It's probably, well, it is best to have a native Thai speaker do the negotiating for you. If a Thai is negotiating with another Thai, the Thai landlord or the person on that side of it, they're gonna know they can't get away with as much as they can if they were dealing directly with a foreigner, because us as foreigners, we don't know what's normal and what's not. So you can usually not only get a lower rate, but better terms and everything else if you have a Thai do the negotiating for you. So if you have a friend that's Thai here in Thailand, see if they'll help you out with this. It will help you immensely. Plus, you'll be able to have them read the rental contract to make sure that it's not written in a way where you just can't win whatsoever. Let's say there's something you want to buy and they sell this product in the tourist areas and they sell this at the non-tourist areas. You always want to buy from the non-tourist areas, and you want to make sure that the price is clearly marked. Anytime the price is not clearly marked, that means it's up for negotiation. But if you don't know how much that item normally is, you don't know what's good or what's bad. When you see places where the price is clearly marked, this is really not the time for negotiation. The price usually is what it is. Again, depending on the area you're in Thailand, that could change, but for the most part, if a Thai vendor has their prices clearly marked, that's what the price is. Keep small bill denominations on you at all times. Don't walk around with a fistful of 1,000 baht bills, because a lot of times you'll go to pay for things, nobody has the change, or they have it, but they don't want to waste it all on you. So it's better to have a lot of smaller bills, which here's another pro tip, always take your thousands into any 7-Eleven. They're everywhere here. They never give you any lip service about changing one of those out. If you buy something, just buy something small. If it's gum, breath freshener, whatever, chips, anything to break up that 1,000, and then you'll be able to use that anywhere you go. So just make sure you're not stuck with nothing but 1,000s, because there's gonna be a lot of people, especially these small vendors and some of the big ones, that won't have change or they won't be willing to give up their change. Bring mosquito repellent with you when you go to restaurants, even if it's an indoor restaurant. I've been eaten up by mosquitoes more inside a restaurant that was sealed up than I have outside sometimes. So I guess, with the door going open and closed, the mosquitoes get in and nobody bothers to kill them, but you'll get eaten up both ways. Now, what you may not know, and this is another one of the tips, is that most of the restaurants have mosquito spray that they'll give you, meaning they'll let you use it, and they have it. As a matter of fact, where I'm at right now, it's outdoors, and I had to ask them for mosquito spray because I forgot mine, and sure enough, they had it. They let me borrow it. So keep that in mind. Either carry it on you, be prepared, or if you don't, just ask. They have it, and if you don't know how to ask for it in Thai, well, here's exactly what I did, and I could speak some Thai, but I just went, well, they know I'm not asking for perfume. So anyway, they gave me the mosquito spray. They know what you're talking about. And since we're talking about restaurants, bring napkins. Yes, places do have napkins here. They're thinner than toilet paper. So if you want a napkin with substance, bring some yourself from home. We bring paper towels, we fold some up and we bring them with us. And, those work fine. But just know that, they do have napkins here. They're just not the quality you may be used to. Another tip, electricity costs are high here. So if you can use your air conditioner sparingly, it will help your wallet immensely. Buy a really good fan for your apartment, your home. You'll find out at night that it will keep you fairly cool most of the year, except for maybe the hottest times of the month. So again, electric costs are really high. Use your air conditioner sparingly. Now this is an overlooked tip right here, that one that you'll definitely want to listen to, and that is buy a battery backup for your computer. And what I mean is there's a lot of electricity issues here in Thailand, depending on where you live. What I mean is it's called dirty electricity. It's where the voltage is fluctuating a lot, and it has ruined some of my electronic devices and appliances before. So now what I do, I buy what's called a battery backup. So what happens is you plug the battery backup into the wall, it charges up this battery, and then you plug in your high-end electronics into the battery. If there's a voltage spike, it cuts off the power to the battery, and then your devices run off the battery, and it doesn't even cut off your service. So I could be on a computer, and let's just say it gets dirty electricity, everything shuts off, or the power just goes off. Well, I never miss a beat because it switches straight to the battery, and everything's fine. And I don't have the problem of dirty electricity. So that is something that's a real problem here. Now we don't use that on everything. We just use it on our higher end items, such as our computers and high-end electronics. Always back up your data on your computer on an external hard drive. This has happened to me going back to the dirty voltage. It blew one of my external hard drives that I had plugged in. So make sure you do use an external hard drive to back things up in case you blow a computer. Let's say you're somewhere at a hotel around here just for the weekend or whatever. You don't have your battery backup. You plug in, you lose all your stuff. Make sure you do have your stuff backed up somewhere, because again, problems with small electronic devices plugged into the electricity over here is an issue. Now today's a good example, but I can't really show you around today. Sometimes during the time of year, it's the smoky season. The worst month is usually March and April, the beginning of April, which right now it's the beginning of April. So that's why you don't see a bright sunny day here full of smoke. The pro tip here is buy an air purifier before you need it. So I would suggest buying one anytime from May through December. And the reason I say buy it then is they're readily available. Don't wait until it's now the smoky season and there's smoke everywhere and everyone's trying to buy the best air purifier and you find out that they're all sold out. It's better to go ahead and do that when you don't need it. Before you move here, if you've been debating on whether to buy a high-end electronic device, such as you want to buy a new computer or something like that, go ahead. If it's an American brand or a Western brand that you're looking for, go ahead and buy it before you get here. It will be cheaper than if you buy it here, because if you buy it here, it's imported, and if it's imported, it costs a little bit more. So if you want to make the transition there, I would go ahead and buy it beforehand. And also, don't worry about the voltage. A lot of people are like, oh, if I buy a laptop over in, let's say, the United States and I bring it here, I'm always going to have voltage issues every time I plug it in. No, you won't. All the newer phones and computers all can sense the electrical current and adjust. My iMac that I have is from 2015 and it already had that capability. I can plug it up anywhere. It's the same computer I've had in the United States, plugged it up here, no problem whatsoever. Same for my phone as well. So don't let that throw you off, but I would, if you want to save some money, buy your electronics before you get here. I smirk at telling you this next one. So have a pair of good noise canceling earbuds or headphones for when you're here. Why? Because let's say you're living in a condo and you're not used to all the noise. Noise from outside your condo, noise from your neighbors, all this noise going on. You're gonna want some noise canceling headphones. Now, you won't need to wear them all the time, but let's just say that the noise is going on by the time you go to bed at 10 o'clock till 2 in the morning. That may be the time you need to put those in. You'll thank me later for this one. And it doesn't matter if you're in a nice neighborhood far away from a lot of action. We are, and there are parties going on in villages that are, it seems like they're pretty far away. The sound comes straight through our windows and into our bedroom, and it is loud. And you hear that bass just thumping, thumping, thumping. So especially if you're living in the city, you're really gonna want a good, notice I said good, pair of noise canceling earbuds or headphones. All right, now let's talk about all you people with big hands and big feet. If you got big hands and big feet and you have any sort of need for a glove, let's say you're motorcycle riding and you want gloves, whatever you need gloves for, go ahead and buy that in the country before you move to Thailand. They do not have that big of a selection of large gloves. Notice I didn't say they don't have any. I said there's not a very big selection of them. And when it comes to shoes, I'm gonna say in the US, 11 and a half or up. In UK and other countries like that, I would say it's 46 on up. You're gonna have kind of a hard time finding your shoe size here. You can. There's a place that I go, it's not even a Thai store, it's called Decathlon. It's a European store, but they do have a few sizes in 11 and a half, 46, and maybe one size bigger. But if your foot's any bigger than that, definitely bring some shoes before you get here. Now, don't just think of, oh, I'll bring a pair of shoes. Remember, flip-flops are king here because you're constantly having to take your shoes off at certain places when you go in. So having a good pair of flip-flops or something you can easily take on and off is paramount. And you're not always gonna want to just have those, so make sure you've got dress shoes, running shoes, any kind of shoes you want. Make sure you've got them all before you come over to Thailand if you got big feet. Now here is another tip, the last one I'm gonna give you, and man, this is a good one. So during the hottest months of the year, such as March is hot, April's hot, and May is very hot. During these months, and let's say you do a lot with your phone, you know, you like surfing on the net, you like playing games, you like doing a lot of video, you're gonna find out real quick, depending on your phone model, that you may have a lot of overheating issues with your phone. As a matter of fact, as I'm filming this, I have a cooler, an electronic cooler attached to my phone, keeping it from overheating because it's April, it's very hot. It's getting extremely hot today. So the point here is buy a phone case that allows breathing. In other words, most cases go over your phone and they kind of, there's no air circulating on the back of your phone. You need to buy a phone case that is breathable. It's called a cooling case or a breathable case. You want a phone case that's able to let the heat out. You'll find this out if you don't have one the hard way when you need your phone the most and it just poops out on you because it's overheating. It's annoying. I found out the hard way, ended up having to buy a cooler to go on mine because I'm using my phone for videos all the time and it overheats. Anyway, I hope these tips were helpful for you. If you haven't subscribed, we really would appreciate it if you would subscribe. And if you feel so inclined, buy us a coffee, link in the description if this was at all helpful. And until next time, Kap Kun Kap.